I'm back on YouTube again, and I seem a bit more happier than my last video. But this video, I'm going to pick up my brand new van. So I'm going to Don Amotts. I got to go through all the procedures of the handover. It's going to take about an hour and a half, and then I will show you what van I've got. So see you later. Bye. Well, I'm here already at Don Amotts. Oh, it's a breezy morning this morning. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous at the same time. It's a vehicle shape that and size I've never drove before. So anyway, it's a massive place if anyone's been to Don Amotts. First time I've ever been, so hopefully the handover will be dead easy. I will nip into the coffee shop and probably their main shop. I'm not going to purchase anything because I bought so much already and I have to declutter. So here we go. Bye.
So when it comes to jumping the van, fingers crossed you never need to, we use your main ignition key just here. Now you can use anything that fits the size, but this one is actually pretty perfect. So what we need to do is push the key into the tab just there, go ahead and flick it open, and then in there we will find your red positive jumping point, just that metal blade there, and then your black negative jumping point is just that nut and bolt just up there. So red positive onto there, black negative just onto there as well. But like I mentioned, fingers crossed you never need to jump it.
Thank you.
If I turn it back on, it will turn almost all of them on, apart from the centre spotlights just up here. You then have to manually turn these ones back on. So it will turn the majority off, but then not all of them back on again.
I don't think I can reach that.
That might be a little bit of a stretch. Now, moving it down, we then have your outside awning light, which I showed you just a second ago, as well as the spotlight just up here. So it does your outside awning and the spotlight just there. Then moving down, we have your battery select. Now, we would always recommend using your leisure battery, as if you use your vehicle battery one too many times, you'll run it dry, then you'll have to jump the van. While using the van in winter, it will just keep your boiler above 3 degrees. Then, if we are plugged in on site, hooked up, we can run the hot water off either 1 kilowatt of electric or 2 kilowatts of electric. The reason you can change is some sites have a power ampage limit you can't go over. So if it's quite a low limit, just use 1 kilowatt, but if it's quite a high limit, use 2 kilowatts. Wonderful, so down here we do have your RCD box with all your trips and fuses on it. So obviously, all your trips just in there, as well as all your fuses just over that side as well. Now, at the top, a few more buttons. Charger, heater and hot water. These can stay on all the time, you will not need to turn those off. Reverse polarity, that is not a button. That will blink and flash at you if you take the van abroad and the charging point is reversed. And then finally, over the other side, we have your full 12-volt system shutdown. Now, you will be mainly turning that off over winter. The reason I say winter is because that will also turn your solar panel off as well. So in summer, it will be absolutely fine, because obviously it will be trickle charging. But in winter, when the weather's a bit pants, go ahead and turn that off, and it will kill all the power from the front 2 chairs back.
Can you leave it on over winter?
You absolutely can.
Because I do use the van in winter.
Absolutely, if you're going to use it throughout winter, you can leave it on. It's mainly if it's going into storage over winter. If you're going to store it, turn that off, but if you're going to use it all winter, leave it on, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wonderful, that's it.
Super duper.
Perfect. Yeah, don't trap your face in there as well.
I need to move my chins.
Yeah. So, obviously, we do have your fridge vent winter covers just here. So obviously, you don't need to buy them. You've already got them in the van now. Leisure battery location, just underneath here as well. Nice and tucked away for travelling.
Do you know what the amp is? Or
normally around about 100 amp. Yeah, they're normally around about 100 amp standard in these vans. Okay. Moving over, we then have one of your gas isolation valves, and then the rest are just down there as well. Now, obviously, in the UK, you do not need to turn those off for travelling.
Okay.
However, Eurostar, ferry, if you take the van abroad, you will need to turn those off, because they will check them and they will have a go at you if not. Final thing to mention underneath here is we do have your boiler unit just here. So obviously this is just for the hot water.
Oh, excuse me.
So obviously, so continuing on, we then have your boiler unit just here, but the most important thing is your yellow boiler drain-off valve. So, when you're using the van, when you want hot water, when you want steam, anytime you're in here using it, it needs to be in this position. So that's pointing out towards the van. That's closed, that's when you want hot water, that's when you want steam. However, when it comes to winterization, if it comes to storing it, if you aren't coming back to it for a long period of time, you need to drain the boiler off. And to do that, all you need to do is go ahead and flick it facing the rear doors, and that'll be draining on the floor below the van. So it's really important to drain that off over winterization. If you're storing it, if you aren't coming back to it for long periods of time, you do not want these boiler pipes freezing and cracking.
Okay.
Alternatively, the water in there can go stagnant if you're not coming back to it for a few months, mainly if it's going to storage.
Yeah.
So when you're using the van, when you aren't using the van.
Okay.
So obviously, yeah, really important to drain that off, winterization, storing it. You just don't want the boiler pipes freezing and cracking, that's all. Now, when it comes to refilling it, there's no separate fill. All you need to do is go ahead and close that yellow valve back up, so obviously make sure it's in that position. You need to fill the fresh water up on the outside, like I've already shown you. Wait until you've got about 25-50% of your fresh water tank. And then once you have, all you need to do is turn your main panel on, turn your water pump on, and then either in the kitchen or the toilet, run the hot side of your tap. Not the cold side, run the hot side.
Okay.
Running the hot side will actually circulate around the boiler first. So it's going to fill it up, prime it up. Takes about 5-10 minutes, your tap will be coughing and spluttering at you. That's just all the air coming through. Once you've got a nice normal flow, like I've already shown you, coming out of the hot side of your tap, you know your boiler's full, you can then turn your hot water on. If you don't fill your boiler before turning on your hot water, it's like boiling a kettle without any water in it. You're just going to be heating an empty tank, you're just going to burn the element out. Vice versa, before draining it, turn your hot water and your pump off first as well. Have you got that? A lot of people get confused at the boiler.
That is very confusing.
Absolutely.
I will have to watch this later and write it down.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, write it down. So the main thing is, when you're using the van, when you're not using the van, all you need to do to refill it is fill your fresh water up, water pump on, hot side of your tap, and let it run until you've got a normal flow.
Okay.
And there we are.
And then water pump off, and then drain.
And then drain, yeah, absolutely. If you're not coming back to it, yeah. Because again, you know, even if you're not using it for a week, just get fresh water in there. Absolutely, there's no harm in that. Are you happy with that then?
Yeah.
Wonderful. But yeah, that's like the second hardest part of the
I won't be drinking out of the water. Well, hot water you don't drink anyway. But...
No, no.
Oh, what's that from there? Oh, did I record? Oh no, I didn't record. Bugger. I am actually in the cab right this minute. We're laughing because I tried to record and I forgot to record, and I think the recording would have been amazing compared to this one. But get back to the vehicle. The VW, got rid of it. I'm in an Autosleeper Symbol right this minute. And Alex.
Yes, indeed, Alex.
I forgot his name earlier. I've only been with him 2 hours approx. He's going to show me everything on the dashboard on how to use it and how to start it. So here's my key. Right, get back to you. Right, just had the handover, done all the paperwork, and I'm freezing. It's so windy here. Oh God, I'm so excited. I've got a bit of a sicky stomach, I think, so twisted. The staff here at Don Amotts have been absolutely brilliant. Thank you to Alex and Claire. The handover was so easy. He was so calm, understanding. He answered any questions that you wanted. Claire, bless her, she went through the paperwork so thoroughly. She explained everything, and just a lovely person. Makes you feel at ease and got a lovely smile, and thank you to the both of you. Right this minute, I'm out of breath. Right this minute, I'm going to go into the cafe to get a cuppa, so I'll show you in there. Because I'm freezing, I need to warm up a bit. I'm just going to calm down. I'm so excited. I'm dangerous driving right this minute, I think. And then after that, I'll nip into the shop, and then we can have a look at a few things. When you buy a vehicle, you get 10% off for 1 month to use inside their massive shop. So I've got everything, but I'm going to be nosy like you do. I left the 10% in the van, so I'm not going to be using that. Anyway, so, right, I'm going to go in here. So, a massive site. Right, I'm going to show you. Right, it's a massive site. That is the reception over there. And then that is the shop. And then, behind me, it's a lovely place. You can bring your dog. I don't know if you can have dogs inside. So it's a lovely seating area outside. Right, I'm going to stop you because we've got people in. No, don't have dogs inside. So anyway, see you later.
It extends up to there, so it's easy to start. Really? Unnatural. Just, you know, it's just something.
There was some golfer who couldn't bring himself to, what do you call that, when he couldn't bring himself to play the ball?
Some people don't, some people don't.
That was a long while ago.
Some people drink that and get to really just can't.
Come across these two lovely ladies called Sarah and Sarah. Here they are, Sarah and Sarah. They've just done under 4 miles hike or walk. Is it walk? Yeah.
4 mile walk.
Yeah. And now they need a top up with caffeine.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. There you are. So thank you for subscribing.
No problem.
Okay, and hopefully, you never know, I'll see you again.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, and good luck with the wedding.
Oh, thank you.
All right, bye. Right then, I just walked into the store at Don Amotts. It is packed full of essentials for your camper vans. Oh, I just bought one of these. Got it off Amazon. Didn't know it was there, about the same price as well. So I'm just being nosy. I don't need anything, but I'm just going to have a look around. There might be something that pops out. Right, I'm going to be driving home in a minute. It's really windy outside, and I never drove a vehicle this tall before. I'm a bit nervous because I haven't drove for quite a few months. I never drove this vehicle either. I normally do test drives, but this place here is stocked of everything. I don't know what the prices are like, but it must be. You must come and have a look. And I'm just going to have a quick walk around. So I've had a cup of tea in the cafe, 2 cups of tea, something to eat. Got warm and I've relaxed. I've calmed down from the excitement. So got to get my dash cam set up on the van. And I'm just pacing up and down right this minute, so I'll log in later. Good morning everybody. The day after I picked the van up, well, absolutely exhausted. My body wasn't very good afterwards. I think it was all the excitement. It was freezing. Anyway, that's yesterday. So today, I've got to move the van off my lovely neighbour's drive. Waving that around. I'm already out of breath because I've already bought some stuff into the van. And the plan is to go up to the lay-by, well, a bit further up the road. And then I'll try and unload some. And then while I'm away tomorrow, going away for 4 days for Easter, I will try and organise it. And see how the van works and everything. So I'm going to show you all this stuff that's in here was actually in my VW short wheelbase, and I did find space, so hopefully there's enough space in here. Right, just getting up the step, which is actually an ideal height, and I'm just gonna whiz you around. So I've got these carry bags. And I've already sorted through them. And that goes all the way to the back. There's a lot of soft stuff there, like bedding and sleeping bags, that type of thing. I'm not going to show you everything right this minute, because I'll do a van tour later on. So I've got to crack on. I've only got about 10 minutes to move this van. So I'll see you all later. Exciting times, and all those campers out there that I've missed so much, I'll be seeing you all soon. All right, bye.